Welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rhynes, and let's get into this episode. This episode is going to be The Cisco Kid. Original air date is September 19th, 1957, and the title is Rustlers of the Shoshone. Hope you enjoy, and again, thanks for listening.
Here's adventure. Here's romance. Here's the famous Robin Hood of the Old West.
Cisco, the sheriff, he is getting closer.
This way, Poncho, vámonos.
The Cisco Kid.
When you make out that shopping list this week, don't forget these 6 important words.
Tut, tut, nothing but butternut bread.
You can have happier, healthier meals when there's plenty of butternut on the table. Those fresh, white, even-looking slices just seem to encourage the appetites, and praise from the family, too. And once they pick up a slice, butter it, and take that first tender bite, well, you won't have to be told they want butternut from then on. You can tell from those expressions all around the table, and those comments. And say, pack butternut bread sandwiches in those lunch boxes, naturally. You'll see how butternut stays so fresh and tender, so extra long. So good with any sandwich filler. So buy a loaf this week. Buy butternut bread in the blue and white check gingham wrapper, the picture wrapper, that shows you it's fresh and fine and flavor-rich even before you pick it up. No guess, no squeeze, no doubt.
Now the Cisco Kid in our exciting story, Rustlers of the Shoshone. The country around the South Fork of the Shoshone River, overlooked by the Absaroka and Beartooth Mountains, was beautiful country with ample water and grazing land. Thus, in the day of the hard-riding Cisco Kid, men settled the country and raised cattle in and around what later became Cody, Wyoming. As always, where there were cattle, there were rustlers. Our story opens early one morning with several men driving a small herd of cattle toward a distant canyon.
You're the boss, Duke. And they still say we're taking a chance running off these cattle in broad daylight.
Go and yell on me, Sanks.
No, but this new sheriff...
Never mind the new sheriff. I'll give the orders around here. You carry him out.
Sure, Duke. Don't get sore.
If this new sheriff gets in my way, I'll blast him down.
Same way you blasted down old Sheriff Dixon, eh?
That ain't to be mentioned. Understand?
Yeah, sure, Duke, sure. Hey,
what's the matter?
over there. Bunch of riders fording the creek.
Ah, by thunder. It's the sheriff and a posse.
And we better get out of here. There's lots of them.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Sanks. Come on, boys. We'll ride for it.
Good thing I saw them hombres, Duke.
Take this trail, boys. It lets into a small canyon. Up this way. Unless I miss my guess, that posse will take the regular trail. Ride right past here. Now, whoa. Keep quiet, you hombres.
And that's what they done, Duke. Rode right past.
Sykes, you stay here with me. Rest of you go up to lookout points, Casey, right back this way. Sykes, I ain't taking any more from that sheriff.
And what are you gonna do?
Gonna dry gulch him. And you're gonna lead him into it.
Yeah.
You're going to his office and tell him you know who the head of the Rustlers gang is.
But, Duke...
You're gonna say you'll lead him to the hideout if he'll promise not to arrest you. I doubt if he can arrest you anyway. He's got no proof against you.
But I gotta have a reason, Duke, for double-crossing you.
Get down off that horse, Sykes.
All right.
Here's your reason. You can tell the sheriff I slugged you. Now get up on your feet and we'll plan out the rest of this.
Sheriff Dixon still the sheriff in this town, Cisco?
Well, that is what we are going to find out, Poncho. But as far as I know, he is still the sheriff.
We've not been here for a year, Cisco.
True, amigo. Sheriff Dixon was old, but he was in good health, and he made a fine sheriff.
He's a good friend of ours.
Very good. Here's the sheriff's office.
The sheriff got company, no? There's a horse at the hitch rail.
Hurry up, ho.
Ho.
You wait out here, Poncho, until the visitor leaves.
I tell you, this is no trick, Sheriff. I'll think it over.
That's not Sheriff Dixon, Cisco.
Quieto, Chico.
That big lummox keeps picking on me all the time, and I'm getting sick of it.
That voice is familiar.
I said I'd think it over, Sykes. Come in tomorrow and I'll give you my answer.
All right, Sheriff.
Well, Poncho, look. It is Sykes Haley.
He got a black eye, too.
Did Arizona get too hot for you, Haley?
What are you doing up this way, Cisco?
Oh, just looking over the country, hombre.
I don't think you're gonna like it, Cisco. It ain't healthy for some people. Yeah!
Sykes Haley, cattle rustler and thief. He would double-cross his own brother. Come on, let us go in, Poncho. What is this?
What's this, senor?
What can I do for you two?
I see you are wearing the sheriff's star.
That's right.
And Sheriff Dixon has retired?
No, he ain't retired. He was shot and killed about 6 months ago.
Shot and killed?
Oh, Poncho's sorry to hear this.
I hope the hombre who killed him is now in prison.
Well, he ain't. Who are you hombres?
I am called the Cisco Kid.
Poncho called Poncho.
Oh, the Cisco Kid, eh?
We're good friends with Sheriff Dixon, Senor Sheriff.
Yeah, maybe so. But I've heard a lot of different stories about you two. As far as I'm concerned, you better move on out of here.
We would like to know more about the murder of Sheriff Dixon.
How in blazes can I tell you what I don't know myself? Arrested a couple of hombres suspected of rustling cattle. That night, he was gunned down as he rode into his yard.
There were no clues?
Yeah, no, not that I could find. Now move on, both of you.
We will make our camp along the Shoshone, Senor Sheriff. But as for leaving the county, no.
Sheriff Dixon a good friend. We find out who killed him.
Si, Poncho, exactly. For now, let us go.
Oh, hey! You back from town so soon, Sykes?
Yeah.
Well, hustle on over here and tell me what the sheriff said. Speak up. What'd he say?
Said he'd think it over, Duke. Said for me to come in tomorrow.
Yeah. Why didn't he decide then and there? You couldn't have talked convincing to him, Sykes.
Done the best I could.
I'd ought to black that other eye of yours. Sure is a nice shiner I give you.
Now, take it easy, Duke.
Oh, I ain't gonna hit you again. Not right now, anyways. Anything else happen?
Yeah. That Cisco Kid's in town.
Cisco? How do you know?
Met up with him, talked to him. Him and his partner came to the sheriff's office just as I was leaving.
Did Cisco know you?
Sure he knew me. If I was you, Duke, I'd get after Cisco right away.
Yeah, might be a good idea if I did.
You know, we've heard that Cisco Kid and old Sheriff Dixon was good friends.
Yeah?
And if I know Cisco, he's gonna start right in to track down the hombre that killed Dixon.
Yeah, I reckon that's right, too.
Cisco Kid's mighty smart, Duke. He ain't just like one of these sheriffs. All Cisco needs is just one little clue. And then when it comes to trailing...
Yeah, I know. He's one of the best trailers in the whole country. What are you trying to do, Sykes? Make me scared of that Cisco Kid?
No, I just figure you better get Cisco as quick as you can.
You know where he is?
No, but it won't be hard to find out. And the quicker some of our bullets let daylight through Cisco, the better it'll be for all of us.
Yeah, maybe we can get Cisco today and get that sheriff tomorrow, huh?
Why not?
I'll go tell the boys to saddle up.
Much as I hate Cisco, I wouldn't mind seeing him get Duke Callan. And if he don't, I may, one way or another.
I was certain I'd find you over here at the cafe, Charlie.
It's cooler in here than 'tis outdoors, Sheriff. Have a chair.
I swear I don't know why I ever named you Deputy Sheriff, Charlie. All you do is hang around in here.
You learn things in here, Sheriff. And you see people.
Yeah, but what in blazes
Now,
good is
for
it?
example, look who's coming in now. Duke Callan and Sykes Haley.
I'd like to know if Duke's ahead of that rustling ring.
Yeah, you might ask him, Sheriff.
Yeah, don't try to be funny.
Whoever is the head of it's mighty clever. Them hombres disappeared this morning almost before we really got after him.
Yeah, one of these days he'll outsmart himself.
Howdy, Sheriff. Charlie.
Howdy, Duke, Sykes.
What brings you to town today, Duke?
Any reason I shouldn't be in town?
I reckon not. Only you seem to like places that ain't populated much.
What do you mean by that, hombre?
Nothing at all. Why the idea?
All right, now, cut it out, you two.
I'll go order some grub, Duke.
I hear that Cisco Kid's around here, Sheriff.
Yeah, he was a little while ago. Don't know whether he still is around or not.
I understand he came to your office, Sheriff.
The things this Duke hombre hears.
That's enough from you, Charlie.
Yeah. Cisco came to my office. What about it?
I don't know why he was there, Sheriff, but don't let him pull the wool over your eyes. He's a mighty smooth article, that Cisco Kid is.
And you know a smooth article when you see one, don't you, Duke?
Look, you...
Cut it out. I don't want any free-for-all starting in this cafe or anywhere else around here. Charlie, you button your lip.
Sure, Sheriff.
Reckon I can take care of my own office, Duke? You ain't got to worry about me.
The trouble is, Sheriff, Duke just naturally worries about everybody. He's just that kind-hearted.
I have a good mind to slug you one.
Why don't you try it?
I said cut it out, and I meant it. Now, go on about your business, Duke.
All right, Sheriff. Well, let me tell you something. This deputy of yours is going to get himself into trouble one of these days.
Wonder why he made all that talk about Cisco.
I don't know.
He had some reason more than just to hear his own voice.
That ain't important right now.
I ain't so sure.
What I want to know is what you think of the Cisco Kid, Charlie.
I ain't got him figured out, Sheriff.
Well, neither have I. But I got an idea he's a bad one.
I kind of think he had old Sheriff Dixon pretty well fooled.
Cisco told me he was going to camp out along the Shoshone.
I'll get some of the boys together if you say so, Sheriff.
You better do that, Charlie. Then we ride out there and ask the Cisco Kid a few questions.
Poncho wants you to jump, and then Poncho jump. Come on now. Jump.
Poncho, what are you doing down there on the shore?
Hey, you come, Cisco, so no?
I suppose I may as well.
This bullfrog not want to make the jump, Cisco.
Where did you find a bullfrog as big as that, Chico?
Poncho catch him down by the water. Poncho want to play the game, but the bullfrog not want to.
What game?
Poncho want to find out if Poncho can jump farther than the bullfrog. But he not jump.
Well, I will see if I can help you, amigo. Perhaps if I give Senor Bullfrog a gentle push with this twig. There he goes, and that is a long jump.
Hey, now Poncho try to beat him. Poncho beat him, Cisco?
No, Chico.
No?
The bullfrog beat you by almost a foot. And there he goes into the water.
Yeah, Poncho not care. Poncho not want no bullfrog for a pet what can jump farther than Poncho.
Well, I cannot blame you for that, amigo. Now let us forget the bullfrog and get ready to go find that Sykes hombre.
What do we find him for, Cisco? You think he killed Sheriff Dixon?
Yeah, he is a criminal who knows what is going on among other criminals. So the chances are he knows who did kill Sheriff Dixon.
Riders come this way, Cisco.
Oh, see, it is the new sheriff.
With the posse. Poncho think this is not going to be good.
Welcome to our camp, Senor Sheriff.
Me and my deputy here got some questions to ask you, Cisco.
Very well.
And get down off your horse, Charlie.
Yeah, I was fixing to do just that.
The rest of you boys stay mounted.
That sounds as if you do not trust us, Senor Sheriff.
Yeah, maybe I don't. Now, Cisco.
Reckon I'm hit, Sheriff.
That shot got Charlie.
Where the shot come from, Cisco?
From the bluff up there. Down off your horses, senores, and take cover.
You, Cisco, get your hands up. You and your partner under arrest.
For what?
For being cahoots with whoever fired that shot. And if Charlie dies, that'll mean for murder.
Our friends are in serious trouble now that the sheriff believes they are in league with the bandits. In just a moment, we'll return to the Cisco Kid.
Your shopping is easier since Butternut Bread introduced that new picture wrapper. There's no more guess, no squeeze, no doubt about the freshest, finest, whitest bread on your grocery shelves. And now listen to this. Butternut's brand new extra delicious wheat bread comes to you in a companion picture of quality wrapper. Butternut's white bread in the blue and white check gingham wrapper, Butternut's wheat in the red and white check gingham wrapper. And both have that true-to-life picture that makes shopping easier. You can see what you buy before you buy and be sure of the finest for your table. And your family will really go for the new Butternut wheat bread, the finest, smoothest wheat bread ever to feel the touch of a butter knife. And wait till you try it for toast. Virtually melts in your mouth, turns to a crisp golden brown, tastes so extra good. So why wait? Try Butternut's new wheat bread right now. You'll like it. You'll love it. Insist on Butternut wheat bread in the red and white check gingham wrapper.
Now back to the Cisco Kid and our exciting story, Rustlers of the Shoshone. When Cisco and Poncho arrived at Cody, Wyoming, to see their old friend Sheriff Dixon, they learned that he had been shot and killed some months before, and that the unknown murderer was still at large. Meanwhile, the new sheriff, his deputy, and a posse rode out to the camp of Cisco and Poncho to question our friends further. A distant rifle shot sounded, and the deputy fell to the ground. Now...
Bullet closer.
I said get them hands up, Cisco, or by thunder,
Hey, Sheriff, after I get your deputy behind some of these trees.
And why don't you get behind the trees, too?
You can be a target for that rifleman if you want to, but I do not want to.
Let's get under cover, boys.
Some of you men keep an eye on the bluff up there.
Now, wait a minute, Cisco. I'm giving orders round here.
They're all given, Senor Sheriff, except one. Poncho, bring some water in your sombrero from the river.
Si, Cisco.
Now we will have a look at this wound.
Is Charlie bad hit, Cisco?
Well, I cannot tell just yet. Better tear away part of his shirt so I can see.
Yeah, that don't look good.
Here's the water, Cisco.
Gracias, amigo. We'll put a bandage on this wound, Senor Sheriff. This man must be taken to a doctor as soon as possible.
I reckon I can see that for myself, Cisco. We'll take another trail, away from them coyotes up on the bluff.
And Poncho helped you with the bandage, Cisco.
And don't think you're pulling the wool over my eyes by tending to Charlie. As I said before, you're both under arrest.
A fine rifle shot you are, Sykes. You plumb missed the Cisco Kid.
Well, I got the sheriff's deputy. That ain't so bad.
We rode out after Cisco, didn't we?
Sure.
All right, then, no excuses. Missing an easy shot, you clumsy lout.
Don't get sore, Duke. Everybody misses once in a while.
Well, we ain't gonna miss the next time.
And where we riding to now?
Them hombres are taking a back trail into town. We're riding across country to head them off and dry gulch them.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea, Duke. We can get Cisco and the sheriff at one and the same time.
That's right.
Only thing is...
Only thing's what?
Well, it looked to me as if the sheriff put Cisco and his partner under arrest. And the sheriff took their guns away from him.
He didn't tie him up, though, did he?
No, but that don't signify nothing. He probably wouldn't want to tie prisoners up, not with us firing on them.
Supposing the sheriff did put him under arrest. What then, Sykes?
Well, why don't we hold off and see what the sheriff's planning to do?
About Cisco and his partner, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
But
I
Duke,
said no. The sheriff ain't any fool. He remembers that talk you had with him. Maybe he thinks it's me and my men doing the shooting.
Yeah, he ain't got any proof against you, Duke.
Of course he ain't. If he had, I'd been in jail a long time ago. But he may be thinking right that I got him outmanned and that I'm ready to dry gulch him.
And why would he put the Cisco Kid under arrest?
He might just have pretended to put him under arrest, Sykes, knowing that we'd see the whole thing from the bluff.
Well?
And that having seen it, we'd hold off just the way you suggested. But we ain't gonna hold off. We're going to the draw and wait. And we're gonna gun down every one of them hombres we can.
Well, that's up to you, Duke.
You bet your life it's up to me. Come on, boys. Yep.
We not ride very fast, Cisco.
We cannot ride fast, Poncho. We have to think of the deputy and that wound of his. Let us drop back and see how he is doing.
Poncho think it's a bad wound, but he a tough hombre.
Diablo.
All
right, keep in line there, Cisco. And you too.
Poncho got the name, Sheriff. Poncho, not just you too.
Merely want to ask about the deputy.
Reckon I'm all right, Cisco.
That is good news, Senor Deputy.
You ain't such a bad hombre, Cisco. Too bad you're a bandit.
Yeah, you're wrong, Senor Deputy. Cisco not the bandito, and Poncho not the bandito neither.
We hope to prove that to you, Senor Deputy.
You hope to, maybe. That's as far as it'll go.
I do not think so, Senor Sheriff. And I cannot imagine why you feel we have a connection with those hombres who shot at us.
We not even know who they are, Sheriff.
All right. Get back in line now, both of you. We're almost to the draw.
Oh, see, I remember that place. Very narrow and high wall. Perfect place for an ambush.
What do you mean, Cisco?
Let us stop here for a moment, Senor Sheriff.
What for?
You stop him, Cisco tells you.
There can be no harm in stopping, Sheriff. For one thing, your deputy needs a rest from that jolting.
I guess you're right about that. All right, rein in, boys. Yo-ho!
Thanks, Cisco. This is better.
As I remember it, Senor Sheriff, that draw is at the top of this hill.
That's where it is, Cisco.
Will you take some advice?
Well, that depends on what it is.
Will you send 2 of your men on ahead to look the ground over?
What in blazes for?
Those banditos may be planning to ambush this party up in that draw. This party has been fired upon before, from one ambush already. And it's only sensible to think it may be fired upon from another ambush.
Yes, Cisco know.
And that the other ambush is up in that draw.
Yeah, Cisco's got a good point, Sheriff.
It's only part of a plan of his to get his guns back and escape. Nothing doing. Come on. We'll ride up ahead, and I'll prove there's no ambush.
Hey, Duke.
Yeah?
They're starting up through here.
I'll take a look.
See? Down there, through the trees. Sheriff's leading them.
This is perfect, Sykes. Perfect. Take cover, boys.
Gonna try to gun down all of them, Duke?
We sure are. If we get this whole posse, and the Cisco Kid and his partner, nobody'll dare to lift a finger against us in this county for years to come.
But to get all of them...
Yeah, that's what I said, Sykes. That's what I meant. Sykes, you draw a bead on the sheriff. I'll cover Cisco. Rest of you pick your own men. And when I give the signal, open fire. So, it's an ambush up in the pass, eh, Cisco? Well, we're most there. There ain't any sign of one.
I hope you are right, Senor Sheriff.
Poncho hopes so, too. Poncho dodged enough bullets for today and... Cisco, look up there.
Sunlight on metal. Stop, senores. There are men waiting in that pass.
Now, look, Cisco,
Sheriff, hit Cisco.
Down off your horses, senores. Look to your guns.
Poncho, look after Senor Deputy, Cisco.
Do that, Poncho. I'll see to the sheriff. Take cover, senores, and open fire.
No, I'm all right, Cisco. Just a flesh wound.
Let us get you under cover, Sheriff. You'll be better off here.
Oh, thanks.
How's the deputy, Poncho?
Tough hombre, Cisco. You like this?
We sure are getting action today, Cisco.
See, too much for me. I'll borrow your guns and your sheriff. Side trail into the draw, Sheriff. I'm going up there.
No, Cisco. No, you're still prisoner.
We'll talk about that later. Someone has to go up there. Or those banditos will circle and close in on us. Poncho.
See, Cisco.
I'll be back soon.
Poncho, go with you, Cisco.
You better stay here.
Poncho, go with Cisco. Poncho always go with Cisco.
Very well, then. Come along.
Hey, somebody stop. Cisco, you're getting away.
Don't be so blasted stubborn, Sheriff. We'll be back.
I got much chance, Cisco. Just a fool, what?
I am counting on surprising the banditos, Poncho. They'll not be looking for us from this side trail.
They'll be busy firing, no?
See.
We're almost up there now, Cisco.
See, your 6-gun, Poncho?
Yeah, Poncho bought one from the Senor Deputy.
Good. You follow me. I hope this surprise works.
Hey, wait! It's Cisco!
See, bandito, drop that gun.
Drop it, nothing!
Or I'll shoot it out of your hand.
Bueno, Cisco, bueno. Pancho, fix you now, bandido.
Well done, Poncho. Now for this big hombre.
If you think you're going to get away with this, Cisco,
Yeah, that's just what I think, bandido.
Up this way, senores. Pronto, no? Now, Joe Bandido, see something?
I'll take that gun from you.
Oh, no, you don't.
I said I'll take that gun. That is what I meant.
This way, senores.
You and that Sykes coyote are the ones the sheriff wants to talk to, so let us finish this fight. Fight now!
Throw down them guns there. Come on,
The sheriff here, too, Cisco.
Will it just give me a shock for a minute? All right. I'm all right now.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, Senor Sheriff. These two are the head bandidos, I believe.
Yeah. Sykes Haley and Duke Callan. Well, Duke, planning on murder, huh?
He sure was, Sheriff.
What? Why, you double-crossed...
Quieto, bandido. Continue, Sykes.
You bet I'll continue. As soon as we get to the sheriff's office, I've taken too much from Duke.
There you are, Senor Sheriff. And are Poncho and I still under arrest?
Well, give me back my gun, Cisco, and stop talking foolish.
Cisco.
Si, Poncho.
Pancho glad that deputy sheriff get better.
Si.
And the sheriff just get a little wound.
So am I, amigo.
And that we find out Duke Bandido killed Sheriff Dixon.
It was a help when the Sykes hombre turned state's evidence. He hated Duke, that bandido.
Yes, he hated Duke, all right. That's what the deputy sheriff Charlie said.
But none of those bandidos will trouble anyone for years to come.
That's what Charlie say.
Charlie again.
Charlie again.
You became very friendly with him, Poncho.
Very friendly.
Well, he's a likable man. Tell me, how did he become a deputy sheriff?
He not like what he was doing.
Oh, and what was he doing, Chico?
Making the donuts.
Making donuts?
Making donuts.
Well, that sounds to me like a good business, Poncho.
Charlie not like it.
But why not?
Because he gets sick of the whole business.
Oh, Poncho!
Oh, Cisco!
¡A
Loco!
And so ends another exciting adventure with O. Henry's famous Robin Hood of the West, the Cisco Kid.
Say, boys and girls, when Mother sends you to the store, how do you tell a good bunch of bananas? You look at 'em, don't you? And that's how to tell a good bread, too, by looking at it. Yes, just look at any blue and white check gingham butternut wrapper, and you can see that it's the freshest, finest loaf of bread in town. How? Because there's a picture of butternut's fresh, fine slices right on that wrapper. An actual, true-to-life picture. You see, there's no guess, no squeeze, no doubt when you buy butternut. You can see, you can be sure that you're buying the bread Mom is going to like. You'll like it, too, for those noontime sandwiches, or toast at breakfast, or fresh from the wrapper at dinner. Butternut is always fresh, rich, and tender. So, boys and girls, next time Mom sends you to the store to buy bread, don't guess, squeeze, or doubt. Just reach out and pick up that loaf in the blue and white checked gingham picture wrapper.
Tut, tut, nothing but butternut bread.
Be sure to listen again for another thrilling adventure of the Cisco Kid. Cisco Kid was played by Jack Mather, Poncho by Harry Lang.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate our shows in your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook. Join in the conversation by going to OTRWesterns.com/Discord. And don't forget to send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com. This episode is copyright under the Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike copyright. For more information, go to OTRWesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and again, thanks for listening.